All right, folks, thank you very much for your patience. Not 100% sure, but, you know, getting players in sometimes can be a bit slow. So we have an extended wait there, and now, of course, into Vertigo. We are not waiting around anymore, as it is going to be a ramp rush from the Ago squad. First kill for Hadji comes through off the back of the flash. The Molotovs are keeping at bay. Maka, good for one, but we've got two quick trades coming in. Make it three. Now into a 2-on-2, and the bomb has yet to be fully committed. Of course, B rotation's going to be here. They know that. Could be difficult. Could be very difficult to break into the site here. Headshot being held. Python finds it. Fiku gives him too much space, and it will just be ultimate now against two. He's found himself a P2K. Doesn't know where one of the players is. So he still has a bit more information to gather. They're going to approach together, and this will be tough. Two quick headies required, but does not happen. Kyojin, only one left. The pistol, first one of the series, goes the way of Falcons.
Hate to call him out, but I do think AGO really misplayed that 2v2. You made so much noise towards A. You showed the bomb. You showed a lot of players. Where were the Falcons members going to be? They had to be on the A bomb site. And then they committed, they missed the smoke for the left side, and they didn't work together at all. So, all across the board, I think AGO needed to play that one a little better. And Falcons are the ones to capitalize. Off the back of that one, AGO have said, we're going to eco, play for the rifles in the next, and it's Falcons with a great opportunity to build up some cash and start working towards a strong CT campaign.
The wild ride that was Nuke as well has shown no signs of slowing down here, so yeah, quick stop probably going to be required from Ago. Certainly not impossible to get a kill or two. Hadji up close with this FAMAS. They weren't really sure what they were up against, but looking good now that they know that it's full-on pistols. They've got two left behind. Hadji will creep in. He's got the support, and not a single player falling. That's pretty big, you know, for the early AK buy. They were kind of expecting it. That's why 4 rifles come out. So they're very, very ready for this. But all the same, Ago, ball in their court now.
4 AKs, 1 Galil. Utility is decent. The man would beg to differ with the 2 flashes to his name. But there's no AWP on the other side, so maybe they can get away with a few less nades on the defaults. One-way smoke on top of the stairs from Fiku. Molly onto wood. Applying some nice map pressure. And there's actually these deep nades in towards the ramp going to net Falcons a frag, and soon to be a lot of information. They can get these numbers over towards B. Oh no, AJ could be walking into a trap right now.
Yeah, massive stuff. Kyojin holding in from the double stack. Flash comes over for him. A bit more information gained once again. No commit coming up. However, they will lose a couple. Kyojin probably going to have to find 2 from here, and he can't. So it's an advantage for Ago. Flank too good to be true. And when it is, it often is. Maka, you walked past the bomb, my guy. I don't think he quite clocked it. Hopefully one of his teammates has. It looks like they have indeed, as they've, you know, put the brakes on here. Both ready to go. Maka. Wait for Fiku to cross. Takes him down. Here's one of his teammate, though, and the AK beats out the MP9 close, but not going to get it done. And, you know, it looked very good, didn't it? But can't convert.
Not good enough from Falcons, though. 3 players on the B bomb site, and I think they netted, what, 1 or 2 frags from those players themselves. Need to be doing better there. And I don't know why they tried to fight the stairs. You had full A control. You'd push through. You'd see nothing. You've seen nothing mid the whole round. I hate to say it's Griv, but join the dots. They were all towards B, and why would you face them? Why would you give them the only opportunity they had to find frags and walk in, contain them, and just try and frag them as they come onto the site, then think about the after part, you had all the map control. So, Falcons, the early macro was good, the late macro was terrible. Unfortunately for them, they're finding early frags here, so there could be redemption yet.
I don't think they were expecting the buy. Kyojin gets a much better flash this time around. 4x3'd a little bit there as the player in towards wood, but he didn't shoot at him, so gonna figure it out. Gives his life away, but some damage traded back, and of course 4v2. The boys should be able to clean up. Nice little flash comes over, makes life awkward for Hadji. However, it's x-kom at the back that makes it a bit more interesting. Not going to happen. Quick burst. Keep the money low, in fairness, but Falcons right back in with a round, denying bomb plant. Probably not going to see anything from Ago.
Surely, yeah. Heavy Eco's got to be on the cards as AGO 2 rounds in a row, heavy towards B. And aside from the round that Falcons threw away, there hasn't really been a lot of advantages generated by AGO in these first 2 gun rounds. See how that develops down the line. This is their map pick, so we should expect some more comprehensive play. And of course, yesterday when we saw them playing... Why is my memory...
Saw,
there you go. That was the one. They looked much improved on Vertigo, and it's actually the T side towards the end where we were saying that AGO was showing a different level and a different level of composure and team play than they had earlier on. So we know their Vertigo is more solid than Nuke. It's just a question of when does it become too late to show that here on this T side?
Yeah, I think immediately as well. Falcons are playing way more in their face. Kyojin, lovely little Deagle out here against, well, Deagles. But yeah, they're playing way more aggressive, and it's looking okay early on. I think it's a really nice angle for me, actually, where, you know, conditioning, very, if you're at the top level of the game, very simple sort of game theory. But you have the option to fall back if the aggression stops working. Whereas I think Saw, interestingly enough, never really gave themselves that option. And were just very passive, and Ago had run-of-the-mill on that T side and a lot of space to work with. Falcons trying to give them less of said space, at least at the moment.
3 towards A this time. Lurk smoke is down. Verlan comes through the CT smoke. Agi, though, doesn't get blinded. Bails out his teammate and Maka. And this A offense from AGO has been completely screwed out. They've committed so many nades and numbers to this side of the map. Laman is pressuring mid a tiny bit, but that's not going to fool anybody. Python's calling there's nobody in the vicinity. And, whoa, I thought Ultimate was getting that kill, but he doesn't even find a frag in that scenario. 3v5. This is becoming so tough early on for AGO.
Rough, very rough indeed. And this is the thing as well, you go from playing against one style to another in the space of like a day. It can be a bit hard to readjust. Fiku with some info out towards Ivy. Maka's lost his teammate here. He's finding Kios as well. It's all falling apart. This is the other side of the coin, isn't it? You're in their face, you get some nice early openers, but you also stick around a bit too long, overstay your welcome. And they are really going to force you out the door with this attack. Rotators are in. Bomb has yet to commit. Kyojin nearly in for 2. It's not out of the question for Python. He's going to go. Bomb recovered, but trade is there. And AJO will recover that round back pretty convincingly.
Good response. Good response, and that was, correct me if I'm wrong, 5v3 for Falcons early on with full map control.
Yep.
You know,
it's the difference, isn't it? You find the 2 openers, you have to have the discipline to drop back. It may be easier said than done, but at least one player's got to drop back to side, but they just kept 3 out in the open, you know, and made them a bit easy to read.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit counterintuitive because when you've got a big advantage, that's when you play more passive, more reserved, and kind of give the T's a little bit more space. Or not take the risk to fight for that control, put it that way instead. Because if you just play retake and you're spamming the smokes and you've got utility, what are the T's supposed to do? Best case scenario is they plant it 2v5 and they're never holding on to that after plant. So, yeah, I think Falcons, we're seeing a lot of good signs. They're doing a good job of finding entries, good job of fighting for map control, good job of getting information like we saw on that round where they over-rotated on towards B. But they should be 6-0 right now. AGO should have had no opportunities. They have given away these rounds. It's Falcons losing a few here rather than AGO winning them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's a difficult prospect. It also, now the onus becomes on AGO, where they have to start winning some rounds themselves, and it looks like this one's pretty comfortable for them. Probably save. Kyojin might stick around, but, you know, you've got... Actually, no, he recovers an M4. So, yeah, they'll just stick on to what they have here into the next. Would have been nice to do some damage and get that weak money even weaker. Regio, but... Yeah. I suppose you have to figure out, when you're being handed a few rounds, you have to figure out how to make the wins more consistent. And it looks like in this one, at the very least, they have done that against a weaker buy, in fairness, but... all the same, closing that gap and I think giving themselves a bit of confidence, because for a second there it looked very scary, like, you know, we might see an unstoppable Falcons for a few more rounds.
Five alive for AGO. A lot of good for them in the banking department. Whereas Falcons only now just starting to build up a tiny bit of loss bonus, but surely it's got to be the eco on this accord. The Eagle dropped over to Kioz. And AGO, as I've been saying, that last round was nice. Granted, it was more of a force buy from Falcons. I still need to see a little bit more, but you have to respect the fact that they are finding rounds. They are capitalizing on these gaps. They're hitting some good shots. So far, fairly good. And it's only going to get easier from here, essentially, as Falcons' money starts to bleed.
Pause coming through, of course. Quick one, hopefully, to sort the direction. Falcons have lost it a little. But yeah, curious to see. I think, you know, like I said, they started off very quickly, very in the face, and it can hand itself to maybe dropping back, playing a bit safer, or maybe even, you know, turning the dial up even more. And just being sort of relentless with it. Maybe could see that in this round. I'd be a fan in a round like this where, you know, you are on that saving buy, as it were. Maybe could pull out some crazy aggression and hope to catch AGO a little bit sleeping, especially after a pause like this, which now I think is bleeding more into a technical one.
Who though does it favour, I guess? I think Falcons actually... it's good for them to kind of take a breather because they've been playing such good CS overall. It's just small, isolated... They were big mistakes, but they're just costing them these errors in man advantages. So a good opportunity just to relax, communicate a little bit better. So that would be nice. Hopefully we'll not pause for too long as we want to keep the action rolling thick and fast here on the Challenger League. But AGO here on the map pick. Troublesome nuke, troublesome T-side there in the end, after a good start at the onset of the half. So, yeah, I think AGO was still learning a bit about the T-side. I'm not sure I've been super impressed, to be honest, with them over the last few days on the offense. But maybe they can change our minds over the remaining map and three quarters, potentially, this series.
They had the sort of isolated, like you said, it was actually on Vertigo, where they seemed to... it just seemed to click. Yesterday, you know, in a very close one, actually, a little bit of a comeback from them into that second half and everything. So I do feel that the potential is possibly there on this map, but again, completely different beast. And it's very hard to know. It looks like they're clicking a little bit here, but they have quickly managed to break the Falcons' economy and all that good stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a difficult one.
Maka, yet to show us quite the same heroics we saw on map 1. I guess we shouldn't expect that to be repeated, to be fair. I think we'd like a little bit more from AGO, but it sounds like, unfortunately, we're going to have a bit more of an extended break here, so we're going to throw it to a holding screen for a little bit, and hopefully we'll be back soon to let this match continue.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Once again, thank you for your patience. They sorted everything out, and we are indeed back in short technical break. But, you know, touch some wood, as we say in the UK. Hopefully not again. Furlan quickly up the ramp to get his kick back off. A boost up from Hadji will indeed catch that off. Triple boost, I believe. So, nice little move there. They get themselves an early kill here with the weaker buy.
Dangerous frag. Dangerous frag. That's what really propels round like this into the realm of possibility. Pistols take a lot of damage for their trouble, but they do find the kill on one of these mid players. Flash comes out as x-kom backs off at just the right time. Hadji's wide on the angle though, as Fiku, all that commotion in mid has taken space. The problem is the bomb. Still yet to be brought up. That's going to take a good few seconds, so this utility would have likely faded by the time this bomb gets near. And look at the mini-map, Scriv. All 4 in attendance. Falcons are in a great spot right now.
Yep. And the AWP is about to get involved in play as well. Patiently, but it is. Molotov in onto the plant spot. Wrong one. Trade comes in from Kios. Bomb's gone down. Hadji in the mixer. It's x-kom to clutch up. He's found 2 very quickly indeed. And he peeks into the AWP. Massive 1v3 in all the commotion. They nearly pulled it off on the weaker buy after a long pause. It would have been a real kick in the teeth. But AGO will get it thanks to x-kom.
Massive 4K. Massive 4K. And how important was it that he didn't overcommit to mid with his teammate and give away his life in just a 1-for-1 trade? Stayed alive and ultimately bailed AGO out of a really terrible situation there at the end. So let's still not go off kilter. That was just a kind of save around the E code. Brought over weapons from Falcons, so we should never really have expected the round win, and they got a lot of economic damage for their investments. So still a good result for Falcons, and if they can break the money here, Scriv, the loss bone is nowhere near build up. AGO could be really in double eco territory.
Python. Dry peak, very ready for it. Not ideal. Minute and 10, still time to recover, but Hadji on 35, you know, it's an oversight for sure. Python frustrated, maybe? I don't know. It's an overzealous move, let's say, at the very least, and they are opting to bank on B. Now, nasty surprise for you here, Falcons. It's gonna be A. And this is a sort of full commit move. If they go A, then we just save. So, probably going to be the round going the way of AGO, unless they wildly decide to go against that sort of command. It's not going to be the case. So, bit of an anticlimactic finish to this one for you folks. All the same, AGO moving up to 5.
Yeah, correct call, though. Didn't have a kit. 2 nades to their name. You weren't retaking the A-bomb site. And, yeah, right call to stack up on towards B, but AGO clean entry and just keep it simple. Simple CS, often the name of the game. And, yeah, they're really grinding their way back into this half. Of course, Falcons, for those that weren't here before the technical issues, they did make some big mistakes in man advantages. And AGO realistically should not be up to this many rounds, but AGO, every time there's been a gap, they've exploited it, and they've just been playing simple and clean CS for us.
Yep. Playing their own game, confident with it, and certainly the wave, I would say. AGO, as we said, it was one of their shining graces yesterday, was this T half, so they're just looking to tap back into that, and at the moment, making it look good. So Falcons, I think, will want to start to get back in now. They have had difficulty with the economy. Still not really gone, but at least the buy into this round's a lot better.
3 on 8 Falcons. They really want to contest this control. 2 players behind the smokes for AGO. Flash has come out, but it's a little bit late for feet. Bernard's found a nice gap, but the tag on the molly will give it all away. Those CTs we'll be facing from here on out. So a clean 5 on 4 for Falcons. And as long as they don't get too overzealous here on ramp, should have some good info as well to boot, as well as this man advantage being retained.
Bit cheeky here from Hadji trying to get above the smoke. There will be a weird little trade in towards middle. The posthumous Molotov. Felon's still feigning presence over at A, but it will be a move towards B, and they're not really biting, to be honest with you. The rotations towards B are there, and Hadji now finding a kill as well, you know. Sells the factor. Now, I would say it should be a shoe-in, but we've seen Falcons drop rounds like this. It was a strong start to the game from them. Should have been even stronger, so I think that will be in the backs of their minds. And they are doubting themselves a little, you know, rotations to and from the A bomb side. Hyojin, good timing. And support from Maka behind, of course, will indeed crunch that B attempt. So, Falcons even up, retrieve themselves an AWP even. So that'll get a bit interesting.
Proactive stuff from Falcons. Mid push as well to seal the deal. Looking much improved. As AGO, borderline buy for them. 4 AKs in the mix. Not all the utility in the world, but there is an AWP on ultimates. And needless to say, all the cash reserves have gone into this round. Buy one, get one free if you're Falcons here. You can keep it clean. And they've decided to switch it up. 2 on A this time and a mid stack. And I'm not sure AGO are going to have any idea. That's a beautiful angle. I've never seen that before, Scrib. But that is a great idea. And in less than the end.
Mr. Maka, mate, he's not just all aim. He's got a little bit of grey matter behind the plate. Python flashed in. Good for the double. Beautiful stuff. And a flawless round coming in from Falcons to answer back against AGO here. They will find a couple together, and it seems immediately they are right back in the run-ins, apparently.
Indeed. I've watched a lot of Vertigo in the last year or so, and I have never seen that angle. So, good time to bring it out, I guess. Neat little idea. I guess one flashbang could cause some problems, but clearly it was a good switch up. After you play so many rounds as well of the AWP on A, they'd have no even kind of conceptual idea that there could be one in mid. The AGO walk right into the trap. And now that their money is indeed broken, it's a really heavy eco. And the first chance for a long time for Falcons to have some respite and hopefully for their sake keep this nice and clean.
Tit-for-tat little fights everywhere, but no kills yet. Sterling trying to keep some attention in towards middle. Kyojin rapping. Only good for the one. Flash was a little late for him. So that's maybe not ideal. I don't think they want to drop any more players than this. We'll see. I don't really know where you go from here if you are AGO, to be fair. It's not the worst place to drop a player. And yeah, looking good. Hadji on the flank. Sort this one out. He will indeed. And there you are, number 7. They only dropped the 1, so perfect in the end, to be fair.
Looking good, looking good. And AGO, what do you call from here? Because they've actually really struggled throughout the entire game to out-macro Falcons. I don't think I can name a single round where it really felt like they were putting Falcons in a bad position or making them, over-rotate or catching them off guard. It really does feel like Falcons have just set the pace throughout, and maybe that's a good topic of conversation this pause. Do we need to pressure mid more? Do we need to give up A early and not waste our time behind the smokes and pressure mid and B into working back into A? There's a lot of options here for AGO, and I'll be honest, I don't think they have explored a lot of the out-of-the-box options. There's been a lot of kind of standard CS, and as I'm mentioning, they might be winning a few rounds here, but I don't think their overall game plan is working very successfully.
Maka once again in on the AWP. He's going to get overwhelmed here, but he does well. Finds one and a dink. A lot of information as well traded off. Python, patient play. Nade comes in. Kios has sorted him out, though, with the wide swing. And now just Fiku. Nice find. Hadji will spot him and dish out a little bit of damage. Fiku going to fake. And then actually go up. He needs the bomb, though. That would be pretty handy here.
Getting a lot of space here on A, but As we know, a bomb is dropped in mid, and Falcons are well aware that could be a snake in the grass. Checking behind is Python, juggling between the kind of the heaven side, the CT side, as well as area. Python peeks out, finds the frag. It's going to be AGO again on the eco because their loss bonus is only now just starting to really ramp up. Another pause comes out. Presumably AGO, another attack to talk through these situations, because on their map pick, they're still struggling. That round, it was a big switch up. Fast in towards mid. They naded through the kind of little windows on the T side of mid. And I think they'll really be regressing, not slowing that round down after finding the entry. They killed the AWP. If you kill the AWP mid on Vertigo, it's probably a 2-1-2. Maybe they had some info from the kind of the edge players on A and B as well. So I don't know. I think AGO, their overall macros looks really off this game, and certainly they'll learn a lot from watching the demo back.
They'd hope to be able to watch the demo back with the map being won, though, is the thing. So we'll see here. Mac changing it up once again. The dynamicism from this guy is just beautiful. I mean, the skills are definitely there as well. Great flick onto Fiku. And often the first kill in a round like this can be pretty challenging, so finding that, they'll ease some pressure. Molotov in, pushes a bunch of them away. Really good stuff here from Falcons.
The ult on the off angle, flashed in as well for a second bite of Cherry. And you find two. Almost free. Consolation frag for Ultimate, but I don't think he's going to find a lot of it. And Maka, he's on a bit of a tear again, isn't he? Not quite the same numbers as Nuke. But safe to say he's having a storming series thus far.
Well, can we make it a 10-5 here for Falcons? AGO did well to kind of recover things back, got handed a couple rounds. We'll see here, Maka up on this boost. Hoping for a gift at middle once again. Flash comes in though, forces him off. Meanwhile, over at ramp, this is where the real action is, and Hadji and Keo as well. Dynamic duo at the moment, holding it down, finding two.
And Fiku, have we had a disconnect? Seems most likely, doesn't it?
He's having a run on the spot, isn't he? Yeah.
A little bit bizarre on our end of things, but not a lot that AGO can do about this one. It's too far into the round. There's no opportunity here for a stop. The round will not get restarted, and essentially Axjo here 1-on-4. As Fiku is a miraculous return to the game. Indeed, I think he might have done for a second because he did move a little bit, but ultimately 10-5 is the scoreline as Falcons look set to make this a 2-0.
So a slightly unfortunate finish for AGO, a disconnect there in the final round of the first half. But we're back in, and everything looks to be good, and Falcons are not letting up. They are showing no mercy. They will quickly work their way up ramp in towards Ivy. And straight out, I guess, going straight for it. Got to be careful with this bomb and getting these players out, proving to be difficult. Down goes Maka. Well, it's not really gone well, has it? Interestingly enough, a couple players holding for the flank. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Either way, 5-on-3 to try and recover. Python has found one on the backside, so just buy a bit of time and we can get the pressure on, he says. That's exactly what they're going to try and go for. Kyojin finding another. And, well, the numbers being thinned. Python, headshot through the wall. A little bit annoying. Great little bit of movement. It's actually Hadji that finds the kill. And another. And now it's just Laman. Great onto the first, but can't find the second. Falcons with another pistol. And that looked dire.
Another one as well where AGO are in prime position. 4 on the A-bomb site. Bomb is dropped. I think it was 5-on-3 for a few brief seconds. And yet again, fall by the wayside. Have to criticize, I guess, AGO's communication because they're just not getting enough out of these situations, are they? Falcons make it a second pistol of the map, and if they can convert this one, they'll be so close to this 2-0 victory. And AGO, how many more mistakes can you make before this is GG? They're running out of room at the end of the road now.
Yep, definitely going to be difficult. You have that CT economy working against you as well, so they will be looking to relentlessly keep it rolling. Nice find from Fiku. Furlan as well trading him out. It's actually an advantage. The Mac 10's a bit too fast. Man finding Python. The bomb site looks a bit vulnerable here. AK has to do a lot of the work, though, as Maka is left incredibly low. Hadji just making a move. Bomb's being dropped to allow for the plant. One found on the edge of the smoke. Footsteps heard. Hadji playing this well. Bomb is off ski. Wait, no it isn't. He's not picked it up.
Yeah, he dropped it for Maka, but Maka's gone back and around, so I don't know what's going on. They seem to be really nervous of a flank, and now Maka himself has become the flanker, so it's pretty bizarre what's happened. I suspect AGO know where the bomb is right now, and fortunately, the flank will work. Maka finds one, and surely Axjo here has got it out soon enough, and Maka makes it 2. So, a bizarre approach to the 2-on-2, but granted it worked. And AGO cannot find the reset. Falcons up to 12, and look damn set here to make it 13. AGO have got a lot of work to do on their map pick if they want to take this to Dust 2.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. I mean, especially, you know, really catching you off, playing wacky, playing wild. Another quick B move coming through from Falcons. Would be expected. It's a much more effective one against just upgraded pistols. Kyojin wants the Deagle, but no, it's been robbed. Mac 10's just leading the charge here, looking good. Python on the backside. Good for one. Traded out. He's just being annoying, isn't he? Axjo's patience pays off. I think, you know, we're getting some kills here. We're getting some kill bonus, but the pace is pretty high. Falcons up to 13. AGO really have no room. I would say have to find this, have to find the next rifle, and probably the one after that as well to really pull the game back.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But it's all going to start here. Furlan's had a really tough map. He's one of the better performers yesterday, so we'd certainly like to see a bit more, and kind of goes across the board. It's only been Axjo showing up. A couple brilliant rounds in the first half. But I think across the board, AGO just look to the lesser of their opponents, and they're running out of time for that to change, and maybe, just maybe, this defense can hold a little bit firmer than the T side. Ultimate's going to open up in mid. He finds the first. Hadji peeks in and gets an all-important trade. Takes a lot of damage, but Falcons will be happy with the 4-on-4. And now the Jules are set to come in on B. There's so many players in attendance. And Furlan's still having such a rough individual performance. 3-on-3, and Fiku's going to have to do work here. Finds the first. And these two are left on low HP scrib. I'm not sure what Falcons can do now.
Yeah, Fiku just playing patiently. Ooh. Fiku just playing patiently. 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 Fiku just playing patient
No.
Okay. I was going to say, there's such a thing as too much respect. And now they've started to walk off towards A. Axcho. It's a mind game thing. Hadji is going to make the noise and try and draw him away. But Axcho is not biting. So Kioz to make the right move here.
They've only got seconds to make a call if it's A or B here.
Axcho thinking with his knife out. Oh my goodness.
He needs to start running.
But now he's getting into one of the more open areas. Axcho could cut him off. Not going to happen. It will be a bit close here.
5, 4.
We're good. Just about. 3.5 seconds for those that maybe don't know to plant the bomb. So, you know, when that 4 ticks over, it gets a bit scary. So they just about get it done. Axcho on the flank, though, still could find it with the low HP players. Not ready for Hadji. So weird. The way that Falcons are winning these rounds are so weird. And they have to be unbelievably frustrating to be on the end of. And you're down all these rounds. So, yeah, you got to feel for AGO. But Falcons, with the craziness, they are making it work.
But how does Kioz find 2 kills
Don't
on
ask
20
me, mate,
HP, or whatever it was, maybe it was 30 HP, in a 2v3? AGO didn't need to do anything. Now, of course, that damage could have been a little bit unconfirmed. We don't know what the communication was. But if they had any inkling of the HP of those players, why would you ever take the fights? BQ, though, has made good at the start of this round. Made it into a 5-4. But AGO, so many man disadvantages. Trades for days on A, and we're left in a 2-on-2.
And they have managed to battle back. Make it look doable when it really should not be. Now, the bomb is out in the open. Patience from Hadji pays off. 26th kill of the game, which in a dominant scoreline like this is still quite something. Ultimate with the crab walk in will manage to find the trade.
He was going to dunk right onto him.
Ooh,
yeah, look at that damage. Maybe he's got a good read as well. We might even come out pre-aiming this upper position, and Ultimate still thought he was on the ramp side, the default side. 15
just in their
to
heads.
5, man.
Yeah, just in their heads, bro. Absolutely ruining them, running rings around them, can do no wrong. It's that ascended state that you can be in sometimes when you're playing.
Hadji as well. Have to give him a shout out. I think he's gone actually a little bit under the radar, maybe because of the kind of the technical issues we have had here to stall out this map, but Maka in map 1 had highlight after highlight after highlight. I feel like Hadji has been plugging away 1 kill around, 2 kill around, always having impact, always finding the trades, and he's been absolutely unstoppable on average in this game. Does fall in this round, but even if AGO get up to 6, it just feels like an impossible road, doesn't it? How on earth are they going to get this to overtime?
Well, the first step is often the hardest. That's what they say in all the guru therapy type deals, you know, life coaching type deals. So we'll see.
They do, but we also say in sports that it's a lot easier to close up a game than to win it.
Yo, that's pretty good. That's definitely better than mine. Yeah. They'll be on an eco here, looking to take a glorified timeout with it as well. Just, you know, really taking their time, chilling in spawn for a little bit. Talk things over. Maybe catch some aggression and maybe starve some info. Go for a cheeky one, you know, you rush B, I go A kind of thing.
Good chance to just talk as well. You know you got so many rounds to play with. And it's a misconception that you just throw away rounds when you're in this position. What you do is you talk through and you say, we could either play the defaults, probably going to win in the end, or one of us might have a great idea of how we're going to find an entry, or, you know, we think this player is weak on this side of the map, or they're not playing a lot of numbers here. So it's a good chance here just to talk it through. You can even think about, you know, 2 or 3 gun rounds ahead, what you could be running. So slow stuff. Let AGO just burn a few nades. Guess money doesn't really matter, but rushing in now, And Fiku finally, maybe a good chance to stab Pat a little bit. Finds 2. Furlan comes in to at least make his scoreline a tiny bit easier on the eyes. And AGO, 8 more required. Falcons on the bye.
Yeah, another difficult round here, of course. No AWP, interestingly enough, from either side. I don't think either of them can really afford it. So, something to consider definitely from Falcons is that, you know, they'll be moving a lot quicker, one would assume. But we'll see. Early flash, early peek from the man. Ooh, bullets are close. Oh, thing coming, though.
The man's going to find the opening kill. Hadji overextending. No teammates to help, lacking utility behind him. And he gets punished. Kyojin's trying to at least show some presence here on B, but the late take from the AGO players is going to block him out. Trying to at least find an angle onto the stairs, but no fruits of his labours just yet. Although Falcons have been pretty great so far at kind of evening up these disadvantages, AGO are playing this much more composed. They're not getting overzealous anymore.
Very safe indeed, making Falcons really work. Even just for the ramp control, using one of their only 2 remaining Molotovs, and probably going to require one for the sandbag here.
It's a tricky one, though, because you don't want to give up the noise cue. And I'm not sure the Alpha want it out. They do spot Axjo and actually spamming him through the sandbag for a little bit. The man's here to help. Really open angle, and now it's a 3-on-3, and now it's doable.
Yeah, it got scary for a second there, didn't it? At the very least, all the action happens pretty close to the ramp, you know, so they can get themselves in here and get the rotations ready to go. A lot of low HP members as well for this red side. And distracted away by all the players. It's just going to be Maka. Incredible nuke. This would be the round of the bloody series if we can do it. Tap comes in, and he's just gone up. So, 8 rounds in for the CT side. A little bit more convincing to do, but, you know, making the scoreline look better.
Indeed. Looking a little twitchy, though, aren't they, in these after plants? Keel's jumping on the default box when the smokes had faded. You had one player playing off the map. It's always hard to say, but maybe there was a window to fall back a tad. Think about some stronger after plants. Half-buy is on the cards for Falcons, and I actually do think in this sort of scoreline, you just full eco and play for the gun rounds. I don't see why you'd half-buy in this position.
You never know, mate. You never know. It's...
I mean, you might win it, but what's the point when you can full eco and get 2 gun rounds?
Yeah. Especially when you're not really doing anything. You know,
but
now...
it's also muscle memory. Like, we don't endpoint all the time, and I try to tell them, don't buy, and someone's already bought Deagle armor in the position, so... They're just so used to it, because in regulation, you should always half-buy.
Yeah, and I mean, with the loss bonus stacking up and what, they're still fairly rich. Like, even Hadji full bought here, $1,000 left in the bank. So
yeah, but if you full saving, buy twice in a row.
Yeah, no, it's true, it's true. Oh. Nice one to save. Doesn't quite beat the mark, but the nadage here from the Ego side of things is pretty good. A lot of chips taken out, and of course, 91 damage on the dink.
Well, that's missed. Kind of still works, but it's not the perfect smoke they were looking for. And Falcons might decide this isn't going to slow us down at all. The smokes are landing, and what is that front side smoke they just put down? That is interesting. I think that might have been meant for the bottom side, but it's not really helping their endeavours here, is it? Keels to make it up. Somehow we're back in a 3-on-3, but there's still a lot of work here to actually get the bomb down, and there's a lot of CTs around, but how are they still finding these frags? 2-on-2 now.
Furlan with the impact. Needs maybe one more here. They're stacked on top of each other, looking to just trade off of each other. A bit of spam comes in. It's just going to be Furlan to save the game, and he can't do it. It's certainly a wilder way to end it. Didn't look really all that great.